Hey guys, it's Drew here with Card of My Eye, and this week we're going to be doing cards all week long, so 5 days of cards. And I normally don't do cards, as a lot of you guys probably have noticed by my videos, but I thought I'm going to get into more cards because they seem to be really popular and trending lately in scrapbooking, I guess. So I am going to be making a card. So what I have here is just a card base, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4.25, so it makes a standard 5.5 by 4.25 card. And the paper I am using is from this paper pad by My Mind's Eye. It's called the Everyday Flair paper pad, and it's just a 6x6. So I'm gonna just flip through a couple of these patterns so you could see them. Really great sort of springtimey, summery picnic style colors, I think. And especially the gingham brings in the picnic, brings in that picnic sort of vibe. And this is just going to be sort of a simple thank you card. I'm thinking about the word thank you. So basically what I've already done is I pre-cut my papers, and this paper here is, again, from all the paper I'm using is from the Everyday Flair My Mind's Eye paper pack. And this is cut to 3 inches by 5.5 inches, and it will just go across the card like that, just like a sort of a band across the card. And then I'm going to have a paper that's going to go in the center, and this is cut to 2.25 inches by 5.5 inches, and that's just going to go in the center. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of lace, and this is from Bev's Etsy shop, and I will link at Bev's Etsy below. And I'm going to put this underneath like that, so it sort of looks like that, and it has this sort of pop out of lace. And I'm going to start off by inking, and I'm going to be using some distressing ink in bundled or gathered twigs, and I'm just going to ink just the sides, or like the long portions, if you can see what I'm doing here with the ink. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer these together, and I'm just using, whoa, my ATG gun just flipped open. I'm just going to use my ATG gun to do so. There we go. And then we are going to be having this lace underneath. So I'm going to actually add some sticky strip, which is just a tackier tape to the bottom here. This is going to be the bottom of like our layer. And I'm going to peel up that, and then I'm going to place my lace on to where it's just popping out. So I'm just going to use my grid mat to help me. And I'm just going to pull it and place the lace just to where I get the scallop on it. Love these colors together. And then we can go ahead and adhere this right down to our card. And I just want the lace sort of at the bottom of our card, like that. So see what we have here? That's what our card looks like so far, and I think that's so fun. And you could trim off any of the excess paper. I do have a little bit of excess hanging off the edge, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. And this is where I was talking about you can go ahead and ink the sides now, because I wasn't sure how much of the actual side I needed to trim off. So I'm just going to ink the edges. And there is the base of our card. And I cut out this little scallop scallop here from one of my Spellbinders scallop circle dies. And I'm going to be using this polka dotted side, but I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this just so it pops off of our background a little bit more. Just like that. And I think I want that just to go right there on our card. But in the center of that, I'm actually going to add a couple of punched images. I'm going to go ahead and add a punched butterfly, actually 2 punched butterfly. I'm going to use this larger butterfly. This is a monarch butterfly punch by Martha Stewart, and I want to do it out of this red pattern, which is just the reverse side of the sort of crosshatch pattern. I'm going to punch a little blue butterfly out of this swirly paper, which is the reverse side of the polka dot, which we used for our scallop circle. Okay, so we have our 2 butterflies punched, and they're just going to be layered on top of each other and stuck on the top of this sort of scallop like sentiment here. But I'm going to actually add some pop dots, so let me go get those really quick. Okay, so I just found out I'm all out of pop dots, so I actually just cut a little scrap of a priority mailbox, which was housing my ATG tape, and I'm going to use that as my pop dots. So I'm going to go ahead and add a large piece of sticky strip on to our little piece of cardboard. And there we go. Pull off any of the scraps if you got any on there. And then that is going to go onto this side of the card over here. Just like that. perfect. And then we're going to be having these two butterflies, but I do want them a little bit dimensional, so I'm going to go ahead and dimensionalize them. And the way that I do that is I just stick my fingernail sort of on either side of the body. So I'm going to stick it on this side of the body and just push it and do it the opposite side. So it's a little bit more dimensional now than it was before. And I'm going to go ahead and just attach these with my ATG gun. That could just be stuck on top of there like that, and there is the simple base of our card. Then you can just add your sentiment. So I thought I'd add our sentiment using these mini market stickers from October Afternoon, and I'm going to be using it's a great teal color, so it's going to match sort of the floral print that's already in there. And I thought we'd spell out the word thanks, so I'm going to start off with the S in thanks, and I'm just going to start spelling it out on here on our card, and that way I know my placement is perfect. And there we go, we have our little thanks sentiment on there. And lastly, just to finish off the card, I'm going to use some Prima crystals here. And they just look like this. They're just the Prima rhinestone crystals. And I'm going to add just 2 of them to the center of the little butterfly there. And they're really pretty and crystally. Then I was thinking about adding some to the top, but I don't think I'm going to. But I think I'm going to add one more element, which is just a white gel pen dashed border right across the top of this pattern paper here. Okay, there we go. So there's our simple card for today, and I hope you tune in tomorrow for our next card. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe above. Bye, everyone.